Hi, my name is Heather Westlake. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Today I wanted to show you one of the new stamp sets in the new annual catalog. It also can be purchased in a bundle. It's called Jar of Flowers. So first let me show you kind of how this stamp set is laid out. On the inside here it shows you what the pieces are. There's 4 different flower bundles. Then there's a little piece that can be the top of a mason jar lid. And then there's the stems of the flower. Then there's this other set of things on the other side, and it is shown in gray image there, and that's to let you know this is a reversible stamp. These 3 are. So what you can do, you can use it to be the bottom of a jar, but you can also then take it and put it on the other side and put it on a block and then ink it up and have it be stamped to be like the liquid in the jar, as if it was filled with water or whatever else. So they both work that same way, the big one and the little one. So let's get to some samples and hopefully that'll make more sense. This is one of the samples, and I have to say all of these samples were inspired by people on Pinterest, so thank you for your great ideas. So this one I stamped it with Memento black ink and then colored it with our alcohol blends markers. And I did use the stamp like I was talking about here on this other side where it's flat to stamp the water in the jar there. I also used some of the new ribbon that's come out. It comes in a 3-pack with some baker's twine, flowers for every season. So that's what that is. The saying is from the stamp set called Celebrate Sunflowers. The next one, the background is actually stamped with the stems. It doesn't look like it necessarily, but this brown in the background was just over and over every direction the stems to make a background. And then this was some watercolor paper here, and I ran it through one of the new embossing folders. And then again, the words are from Celebrate Sunflowers. And I did cut an extra sunflower and pop it up. And again, use the stamp to put the water in the jar. This one I used some of the new designer series paper. I also wanted to show you that really quick. It's a lot. It's a great pack. It's called In Good Taste. It comes with twice as much designer series paper as the packs usually do. It has 24 12 by 12 sheets, and they're double-sided, so I've shown you every side here, or tried to, for $21. So it's great. It also, on the back of the paper, it shows you on the description, if I can get this all turned over here, the name of the designer series paper, but it also, what I love about it, I'll get a little closer here, it shows you what colors were used in the paper, so you also know what coordinating paper you might need, cardstock that goes with it. So that's just a great help there. Okay, so back to the card. This is a piece of that paper, as is this, and so it just kind of looks like it's sitting on a table. And actually popped these flowers up off of it with some dimensionals, and I just actually stamped the jar this time on some already colored cardstock, just to have it a little bit of tint. The next one is colored again with the blends. I don't know if you can see that I actually put some Wink of Stella on it just to give it a little sparkle, and I also used some of our fine tip glue on there to make it look like an actual jar that's shiny. I don't know if you can see that at all, and then just tied some twine around the top of it. So that's a simple one, but pretty quick. This one I used some of our new designer series paper that's the in color. They come in 6 by 6 inch packs, and you can get them for the regals or the subtles or the neutrals, any of our basic colors as well as the in colors. So this is the new Misty Moonlight. This one I actually used the punch that you can also buy either separate from this stamp set if you just want the punch, or you can get the stamp set and the punch together in a bundle which saves you 10%. So the bundle is $36 together if you get them both. So here I've used the punch to punch out a vellum jar and then put it over the top to make it look like water in the background. So that's kind of fun when you can see through it. I love that opacity of the vellum there. This one, I used some old designer series paper I had that just retired from the Free as a Bird, but the stamp set is still the new one, and again used a little bit of colored vellum. I sponged some color on the back of it to make it look through like water and you could look through it. This one I used, again, some of the new designer series paper. This is one of the new in colors as well. This is the Misty Moonlight, and then this is the Magenta Madness. And so there's this fun little stamp in the set. You might have noticed at the beginning it looks a lot like a straw. So I punched out a piece with the punch for the jar to make it look like a drinking glass and then put a straw in it. And I've added some of these fun little dots. Those are these new in color gems, and so they come and match the 5 new in colors. This is one that opens a little bit differently. It too has some of the new designer series paper for the in colors. Here's the Misty Moonlight, and then this is called Bumblebee, this new kind of yellow color. Again, I've stamped it with Memento and used the blends to color it. They're just great to color to make it look three-dimensional. If you like to color with just a flat color where it doesn't look three-dimensional, you can use Stays On and then just use our water-based markers. This one opens this way and then this flap lifts up, so it just opens a little bit differently. If you're thinking, oh my gosh, I don't want to have to color all the time, you don't have to. Here's a simple card but very pretty where I just used minimum marker around just to put some highlights here in the Bumblebee, and then the background is one of the other new in colors called Just Jade, and so it's just really basic but very pretty as well, so don't feel like you have to color everything every time. This one has the actual new mason jar shaker domes that you can use. They come with adhesive on both sides that you're going to peel off. It's kind of a waxy piece that you're going to peel off. If you've used our snow globe domes at Christmas time, they're really similar to that. So, and again, I used some of the In Good Taste designer series paper to have it be like a table here, and then use the brick embossing folder in the background. But I also put some of these new little shakers, if you can see those. These are the Flowers for Every Season gems. They have some really pretty clear and kind of frosty, and then some of that green color that can go in there, so that just makes a great little shaker card. And then I actually put some new ribbon on the top. It's called Bumblebee Gingham, and then some of our new gilded gems on there. So just a really pretty card, but pretty quick to do with these fun new supplies. The last two I wanted to show you are a great way, if you love to color, you're going to love these two. So basically, it's a type of stamping where you use this technique called masking. So I just wanted to show you that really quick. Basically, what you're going to do when you have a scene that you're trying to recreate, whether it's like this and it has a whole bunch of flowers, or whether it's a person in the front and you want to look like there's a tree behind them, or anything where you're kind of layering, the key to that is always to do the thing in the front, stamp that first. So whatever you want to look like it's the closest to the viewer, stamp that first. So in this case, I started with this middle flower. So I stamped it with Memento black ink. Then I made a mask just on thin, really thin, like just typing paper. I stamped it again and then cut it out really exactly, just barely inside the black lines. Then put just a little bit of adhesive on the back to make it slightly tacky. And once you've stamped your first one, you're going to go ahead and put this on top and just adhere it with that little bit of adhesive. Then stamp the other two, re-ink, and stamp the other one over the top. That's why you have this weird looking black stuff there. But what it does is then it makes it look like that one that you stamped first, that one will be in the front, and the others will look like they're peeking out from behind it. So I just repeated the same thing on this other side and then colored it in, and it just makes this beautiful card. And I just put a little bit on the inside corner as well. I used the same technique here with this one where there was sunflowers everywhere, and so I started with it here in the middle front and then covered it up with a mask like I showed you, and then did the other two. So again, I saw those online, and so they were just beautiful. So those are the ideas I have for you today. If you need supplies, here's my website. You can go there and order things. So I hope you've had fun, and I hope you have a great time playing with this stamp set. Have a great day. Thank you.